Told my girlfriend I was going vegan. There was no reactions, she didn't bat an eyelid, but I ended up in hospital for 8 days having the worst UC flare ever. Told her about going carnivore, and that was it. Instantly said, that's not good for you, you need carbs for energy, this isn't going to be good. But the thing is, after doing carnivore, I've now been in clinical remission for 2 years. Now, back when I decided to become a vegan, so at the time I was becoming heavily into spirituality. So basically I was listening to a lot of Sadhguru and listening to all his bullshit about obviously the intestines, about how we're supposed to be like herbivores, where all our track, oh yeah, that sounds right, yeah. And it gives you more of a spirituality base to it because, you know, he's supposed to be the guru of the world. But the problem was, I started the diet, 3 or 4 months in, I started getting issues. And what issues I mean is like stomach crampings more than usual, bit of loose stools, didn't feel too good. It was around Christmas time, about 2022. The thing is, I told my girlfriend that this was happening, and it made me feel so annoyed that I'd followed this advice about it being obviously how we're supposed to eat. And there's me having symptoms again. And then it wasn't much long after, probably a couple of weeks later, I ended up with a massive stress, which then caused me to have a flare. So the vegan diet was basically a volcano that was going to erupt. It was smouldering in the background, all this heat and everything else was like bubbling underneath the ground. Next thing you know, boom. This thing then decides to erupt in January 2023, and I was in hospital for 8 days. This is when they obviously threatened to take my colon. Now, when I was in hospital, I didn't want to be one of them awkward people who decided to think, you know what, I'm going to be vegan still, I'm going to be vegetarian, I'm going to make sure they have to do everything for me. No. I wanted to make sure that I wasn't a nuisance. So I went back to eating a standard diet, which were basically I had Rice Krispies and toast and stuff for my breakfast. Then for lunch, I'd have sandwiches or I'd have some sort of soup. Then for tea time, I'd have all the like hearty meals, the, like stews, the curries, everything like that. And guess what my girlfriend said? It's probably best. That's probably the best sort of diet for you. The standard diet, being a balanced diet, is best. Then guess what happened? About 3 months later, I found the carnivore diet. And this is when I said to her, look, I'm deciding just to eat meat. The reaction was not the same as vegan. It was literally, that's not sustainable. That's not going to give you all the nutrients you need. You're going to become deficient. This is going to be one of the worst things that you could do. So there's me thinking, okay, well, how does this make sense? Society is saying that vegan is, you know, the best diet because it's good for the planet. It's good for our intestines. It's good for everything. But yet, carnivore, which is actually proven to help heal, gets such a big, massive reaction from people. So it's okay to cut out all meat. That's normal. But to cut out everything except meat, that's classed as weird and wacky. So there I was thinking, you know what? Everything that I'm learning, so the first time I saw it was from Dr. Ken Berry. His video was amazing. So basically he talked about obviously how it healed people with autoimmune diseases. So there's me thinking, okay, great stuff. Looked into it and I thought, yeah, I'm going to do this diet. Then when it comes to it, obviously I started and I've been now eating the carnivore way for 2 years. I've had no blood, no urgency. My UC has been in clinical remission this whole time. I've been on no medications. But the thing is, if I decided to listen to other people and I decided to think, you know what, yeah, you're right, that's not the way to do it. That's a bit weird. Okay, maybe I will be deficient or whatever else. Even my dad said I was stupid for starting the carnivore diet. So I had everything going against me, but yet I still stuck in my lane. Now, what you got to ask yourself is, do you think that listening to people who don't have a clue is always your best solution? Because I'm telling you now, I'm not here without any experience. I'm here showing you how I've healed my UC doing the carnivore diet. And now that I'm 2 years in, my girlfriend's starting to come around a bit and she's realizing how much this has actually impacted me and made me feel better. And I found a book it was Dr. Sarah Myhill. And she talks about how to heal CFS, and she uses like a PK diet, which is basically paleo ketogenic. So basically it's like a carnivore diet, but you have like seasonal fruits, seasonal berries, seasonal nuts, stuff like that. And there's me going, okay, how about you try something like this? And she said, yeah. So she's starting to come around to see the fact that a balanced diet and all this stuff isn't the best solution. Now, how would it feel if you could just stick your fingers up to all these naysayers and be like, you know what? I'm going to do things my way. Because at the end of the day, why should I listen to you? Just think about that. Think about taking control of your own destiny. You are the person who's going to actually get into remission. Not people telling you this, that, and other, who don't have a clue how to actually heal, let alone anything about nutrition. They've been brainwashed like the rest of them, to thinking that fiber's good, to thinking fruit and vegetables are good, to thinking that seed oils are good. When in actual fact, none of them are. So if you want to stick your fingers up and have that smug feeling, then top link in the description, and I will get you healing your IBD. That's it for today's video. If there's anything you want me to cover, put it in the comments below, and I'll see you again soon.